and welcome to Rauta's Reviews. Today's band comes from United States of America and it was one of the most promising bands of 2016 with its debut album. And now it's time to continue with the band called Sentient Horror. Now this one is a mini CD called The Crypts Below. So let's take a look. This is already taken out of jewel case prior to getting to me, so no need to open it as such. So here we have a kind of a picture that reminds me of old school role-playing games, you know, the stuff with crypts, dungeons and all that, and the danger lurking below. And obviously there are these kind of pointers to HP lockup and whatnot. So as you might have figured already from the name, this one is death metal. And being American death metal band usually means it's American death metal sounding stuff, but this one on the contrary sounds very Swedish to me. That is, you know, think of bands like Dismember, Entombed, Carnage and all that stuff. I'm not talking about the melodic stuff there, but you know, the kind of a Sunlight Studio stuff. And that's exactly what their great debut album in 2016, late 2016 was. So this one is something that kind of reminds me of the early years of 1990s and the Nordic type of metal. Well, Nordic type of metal is a little bit kind of a misleading in the sense that this is not so much about Finnish death metal. This is not so about what Norwegians did, but exactly what kind of a Swedish scene was doing, and they were doing it great, and they kind of made the whole idea of Swedish death metal. That is, for those who are not that much aware, kind of different with the, you know, just not different production, but I mean the riff wise and stuff, so much different from United States style of death metal. Now Sentient Horror is not exactly a original band in that sense. I mean, they are not creating new pathways and roads into the unmarked territory, but basically taking on where other bands left off. That is, those bands that basically call it, yeah, let's call it a day, and that's it. And so this band is kind of like picking on. So in that sense, they are kind of doing a favor for people who are into Swedish kind of death metal. Now, meanwhile, their debut album had quite a big impact on me, meaning that despite being an original one, it was very good. Not only production, but also, you know, songs, vocals, just everything. Everything was falling in their, you know, places. All the pieces fit together very well. Now, I'm not saying things are much different with the Crypts Below, but somehow some of the magic is missing here. There are 4 new tracks and then Edge of Sanity, yet another Swedish death metal band, cover track. And to be honest, the cover track is kind of easily the best track on this mini CD. And that being said, I must underline the fact that, in my opinion, Edge of Sanity is not even that great a band. I mean, surely it has a lot of influence and was a very meaningful band back in the days when it was active, but still it's not one of those bands that are, like, in my opinion, one of the biggest and most meaningful names in Swedish death metal. So when they kind of end this mini CD with the track, it's kind of a sad reminder that Sentient Horror is unable to basically do the stuff what they did with their full-length album. That is not, however, to say that this one is a mediocre death metal release. This is in fact quite good. I'm saying quite good because there are some pieces missing which would, you know, make this in fact a great. I mean, this album is not exactly one of the type of releases which is very memorable for its riffs or, you know, chorus parts or even guitar leads or solos. It's just kind of a death metal which is very easy to listen to, very appealing in a way of being kind of a 1990s reminiscent, but then again it's still just yet another 1990s kind of death metal album. So what you are getting here is very nice death metal album, but then again, not just, maybe one of those gotta have, must have albums. Because like I said, it has minor flaws, and that is something which, separates the great ones from the just good ones. In my opinion, this is good one, but still not quite there where it might be, should be, could be, would be. Anyhow, those of you who enjoyed the debut album, go check this one out. Maybe you like it a lot, maybe you don't, but definitely worth giving a shot. Thank you for watching the review, and as always, come back for more Rauta reviews. See ya!